Hello there. It's your boy, Tasty Cake. I was rambling so much I went on half an hour on this video. We just did the episode review for Father's Day on Legends of Traveling TARDIS, and of course, yeah, everyone says their ideas, and I say mine, which are just highlights here and there. I had some more points, but that's why I have a web. That's why I have videos I can expand on what my review is, and this one specifically because it was Doctor Who Father's Day. I gave it 11 out of 10. As Dave said, it was 10 TARDISes plus the diner, but not Clara's diner. It was a diner from Spaceballs. Jack, please. For me, it was a true classic time travel story. A little girl has the opportunity to go back to the past and save her dad to see what it would be like if he lived. So mom and dad taking care of her, only to find out he's kind of shifty, kind of, And by saving him, the Reapers come about and say, you know what? You want to play with the past? We're going to start taking lives ourselves because we're evil and no Time Lords around, so we can do anything we want. We're scavengers. Not Reavers. Reavers were from the X-Men comic books. But the Reapers, which was originally just the Grim Reaper, say, well, make more monsters. Come about and starts devouring these people, eliminating them from the past. Which I understand. And for them not to return, that's all right with it. It was stated that they came back in an Eighth Doctor audio story, which is cool. It's audio. People remember watching Father's Day and see the Reapers, and then to go in an Eighth Doctor's audio and hear that they're come about and say, okay. So the Time Lords who are still gone, the Time Lords don't come back to 11th Doctor. Give me a second. So it's not bringing them back over and over again. I mean, how cool they are, but they're Reapers. They are death incarnate. They are the angels of death. From a certain point of view. See how Rose sees how her... I can turn the fan on. I forgot I just turned it off. Oh, Lord. Phew. A lot of... Feel the heat, baby. She sees what her mom is like. And see how Mickey was like. See the lives all around. And... Yes... Doctor's pissed. The selfishness of bringing back her dad, not knowing the consequences of what was going to happen. If the Time Lords were around, it wouldn't have happened. They would have been stopped. That's one thing. But it's like, okay, you did this against what I said, but all she wanted was her dad back. She didn't know there was going to so many consequences of the Reapers were coming to kill everyone else around them. It was one girl's dream to see her daddy, Selfish, yes, but part of her life she didn't know about. And the Doctor's going to TARDIS, and saying, I need to cool down. I need to rethink all this situation. I brought her everywhere. I let her take advantage of the situation. Didn't know it was going to go this far. And, what happens to the TARDIS? And he's like, yes, he has no one in his life, so the understanding, like, yes, you screwed up and all these things are happening, but I have to learn to forgive because I'm the only one left and going through so much. It's like, say you're sorry. So the melting away of the anger, because you cannot hold on to the anger all the time. You have to let it go. Let it go. Let me get my recorder out and play Let it go. And to find out the TARDIS is still there, so he can take all these people that are still alive and take them away from all this. But again, it was Jackie's fault, and Rose knew too. Rose was told, "Do not touch the baby," yet she was handed herself. Like, Rose, are you that stupid? Yes, Jackie now knows that you're her child, but all you had to say was no. It's like, no, I can't hold myself. Like in Time Cop, when Jean-Claude Van Damme pushed the future bad guy into the bad guy of the past, and they molded together in a whole William Hurt altered state situation, and all over the place. So you deserve. But it's like, she was specifically told, don't touch the baby. Don't touch the baby. And the doctor, all he could do was sacrifice himself, because he knew everything. And then, lo and behold, Pete had a conscience saying, I can't let this happen. And all these people are dying because of me. And Rose said, no, it's because of me. He's like, well, what are you going to do, Rose? You can't do anything about it. He sees out the window that car. And that's the thing. That's what gets him. The car is repeating itself. It's coming through there. He knows that he has to die. So he makes that final decision. The only way that things can change is if I die as I'm supposed to. And it did. Everyone came back to life. The Reapers vanished. And Rose got to be with her dad. Had the memories there. So, that idea of, could you go back in time to stop someone from dying? If you did not know them. Like, example, my Uncle Stanley died on the last day of World War II. My grandfather survived the Battle of Normandy. He got wounded, but he still lived. It lived a hard life. Hard, long life, a mechanic, only for Parkinson's and a broken hip to end everything. And as the hospital refused to do the right thing and say, why is there, this going on here? He had to let go. He knew his time. Now, would I go back to the day when he passed? No, I could not. And that's what Doctor did. He brought Rose to the point of when Pete was killed, to see him. I accept the fact what I was told. I could not go back. Like, could I go back further and prevent him from, going to the hospital sooner? And with the broken hip, he would have had to be put into, at the time, a person could not keep their house. My grandmother would have to sell the house immediately, sell off everything, so he'd go to, a nursing home, because with a broken hip and be replaced and be cared for. But, it was soon after the laws were changed, so it didn't make a difference. But at that period of time, to prevent him from saying goodbye, for him to live longer, and it would have been right. He knew his time. Like, a friend of mine, his grandmother, over 100 years old. She was a very sweet, kind person, and just lived, just smile and everything else. When some idiot caregiver opened their mouth, and she overheard this, she did not know that her son and 2 daughters passed away. It was after the second daughter passed away. The second daughter was not a nice person. Well, a decent person, but just kind of greedy. The other sister who passed away was very rich. Worked in an insurance company, had all the money, spend everything. While this one just night and day. So we dealt with this one of night. So when she passed away, Big Mouth in the nursing homes said it to someone else, and when she heard this, she let go. It's like, she lost the will to live. She's like, why do I want to live? And why would she want to live any longer knowing that all 3 of her kids have died? And, so that was it. So she chose to move on. My grandfather chose to move on. Could you make that decision of, well, I can save them? It's like, but what for? We all have our time. Our time is to go. Like, my lifeline keeps altering here and there, honestly. Sometimes it moves a little to the left, moves to the right, because it's not fully connected downward. It's broken at a certain point. And I can see sometimes it moving, just shifting. Like, things are occurring on me. I do not know why, and I'm furious about it, but, I can't do anything about it. Prayers and meditation and music, the quantum physics of a 40 hertz miracle repair formula for multiple conditions. I have it waiting to play. It's good for an hour, so I'll let this play while I'm doing my stuff. Every night I go to sleep to meditation music, trying to say, okay, my body's been repaired, and it's not. I don't need to take medications because you watch those commercials. Side effects can include death. Okay, no, I don't want that medication. My grandfather was had Parkinson's, so he took medication. And the side effects was one thing, you see things. He saw flies. Other people saw other things. Which, were they connected to the other realm? Could be. Were they seeing other things? You never know. And my screen just went blank. Did it go? Oh, thank goodness it went there. Go back to nightlight. Go back on nightlight. I need my nightlight on. Bring on the brown hue. Thank you. So the feels were there, and that's why I gave it a high score. Say, well, it gets better in the future, and you compare it. I don't compare that. The effects. I don't care. I don't compare effects from here to there, because there was a time in Star Wars, I want to see Star Wars. It became later episode 4, A New Hope, and then they said, you go into theater, see Star Wars again for the last time. So when they played the original one for the last time, I was there. When they went for the special edition, I was there. When they went for a special edition, which only came out on DVD and then on TV, So I've seen all 3 versions. It's the visions are there, The vision of, why I want this done, want that done. The vision of what would it be like if this was taken care of, For the time I remember the story, but then just watching it again, say, okay, skimming through it because it's also a review. This person's gone, they come back at the end because everything is fixed, For me, it is a perfect time travel story. Because it gives that clear beginning, end, and middle. Oops, I time traveled backwards. Beginning, middle, and end. I'm set with that. So giving it a 6, say, well, this person did that, this person did that. Like, well, that's how you get the exposition, you get the conflict. Say, there's too forgiving. Say, well, when you're the only one around, the only last of the Time Lords, and you put your trust in this person who just wanted one little thing, did not know the consequences would happen, fine. We'll figure this out. And ultimately, everything's taken care of. So, that's why I give it such a high rating. Now, the next ones where, introduce the I Am My Mummy and Captain Jack. I liked it. The second part even more so because with ninth, all he sees is death. People have to die. It's the way things are. You cannot prevent things. But this was another source. He didn't do anything about it. He's not the one involved, but he made it happen. I said, okay, this and this, okay. I'm not going to make the changes, but those nanobots, they're the ones that created this situation, so the nanobots can fix the situation. So he just pushed it, saying, okay, everybody lives. This is one time. So, yes, I like the second one more than the first one. Just a little bit. I still get high rankings. I don't have anything ultimately negative towards them. Story-wise, that's kind of freaky. My keychain fell down. Ron Johns. I tried to get this from Howard Johnson. I've been to a Howard Johnson back in the day. But they would have booked $2. Of course, this was $6 through Ron John's, and it's pretty cool because I always go to Ron John's. Well, most of the time. Ultimately, I got to fix that. But I want to be seen. Well, I can't really see it unless I'm this way. So I got the... I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I was talking about time traveling too much. I don't know. That makes me sort of itch and scratch. So, again, I'm standing by my call. I give that a high rating. Not for effects, just story-wise indeed as it is. Can nitpick on here and there of getting too complex with the story. And then we have this huge vision of what the story wants to be like. I'm going to do it just like this. And then say, well, it's too long. Hey, we're going to have to cut it. Like they do with a TV show you watched, if you watched it back in the day, some I Love Lucy, you go that far, or even MASH. When MASH is playing on like half a dozen channels, they'll decide where they're going to put in the commercial, what they're going to cut out. Everyone's different. Because you watch same episode, different channels. Wait, what about this scene? What about that scene? They don't find that important. So your vision of something so spectacular, but you had to condense it down to a certain period of time. Don't make it that spectacular. Cut back on it. What do you need to cut out? What is important to the scene? Because they're not going to be extending it anytime, and it's not going to be available on DVD. All my stories, I can do. I kind of rush through because I want to just get to the point of it starts here. Here's all this stuff here, and then it ends like that. But it still needs exposition, and it's a story, so people need to understand what's going on. They need to know the backstory of all these other characters here and there, and that's what I need to really justify on one day. That's why simple is, as I said, and even Elvis said this. Oh, because he found out from his stepbrother Billy, who was at a Kiss concert, then bought the Kiss Alive album, which Alive was not a real live album. It was, they tried to film it, they tried to record it, a live album, but it failed, I think 4 times over. So they basically just recorded a studio album, and they recorded everyone in the concert. So it was a fake live album, But I'm okay with that. I've had live albums I've listened to, and it's like, yeah, I'm just the best one I've ever heard was the Eagles' "Hell Freezes Over" because I watched it on MTV. Everything was so precise, and it was anything edited, they can do that. But the 3 new songs they did were from the studio. They did not do the concert recording of it. But everything else, it was, it was exactly like I saw on MTV. It was, and the MTV acoustic albums, unplugged. I have a couple of them, but it's all, they can take the sounds out because they're making the adjustments. They're not just saying, okay, let's play the album and just have a tape recorder taping everything. So it has changed over the years. So that's MTV Unplugged. I have the Kiss album. Oh my Lord, it's thunder and lightning outside. I'm going to end this thing soon. And Hell Freezes Over. Those are only 2 live albums. Unplugged it was live. Concert albums. That's all I will stick to. How did I get to albums from here? I don't. Oh my Lord! How did I get from stories to albums? Exposition, detail. Oh yeah. So Elvis came down to the basement and heard Billy playing a Kiss album, and Elvis asked to play this one song twice. So here, second time, I said, "I understand them. Kiss, keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid." And as my college algebra teacher said, always, you kiss it. Keep it simple. So as long as you have a simple idea, then you expand on it, but just don't go crazy. Maybe that was a big thing of Mr. I know everything about Doctor Who, so I'm going to do it my way still, make it different and make it so obscurely weird. And then BBC goes, well, you need to cut this back, so how to go from this to this so fast and that, yeah. It's a little bit too much. I just kind of rush it like I don't, as someone would tell a detailed joke, and I just want to go boom, boom, boom. But then they make the joke, they tell you to, and you understand it. I can go with it. I'm understanding the whole premise. And then the punchline is like this. Oh my Lord, that's so funny. But when I go trying to repeat it, I can't. So it's that whole, yes, I can understand something when you tell it to me, but when I try to tell it back to you, it's like, oh, okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. I ruined the punchline. It's all about, kiss it. Get it done. And that's why this story is just perfect for me. I'm going, like I said, there's a couple of Doctor Who stories in which I can watch it. It's like super silly. One of them is super silly. It's like, well, I get the idea. I don't hate that one. One of them I can't really say I hate it, but I just don't like it. I understand it is a simple story. Chloe Webber. Yeah. Like, yes, it is a simple story, understandable, but it's like, it's not my cup of tea. It has nothing to do with the people in it, or the fact that it's drawing everyone in there. Is like, okay, and then taking over by, it's just a lost little creature that's want to have friends. Like, okay, I get it. It's a simple thing. It's understandable. It's like, I wouldn't rank it any higher. It's like, okay, it's anything Doctor Who I love. We're going to nitpick because that's the whole thing. You nitpick about everything. You watch Star Trek, you watch Star Wars, you watch anything all that's encompassing of everything, and you have your decisions. You say, oh, I like this one better than this one, But you have something to talk about. And not just Star Wars, Doctor Who, Star Trek. Any kind of show you watch, any kind of music you listen to, you're gonna nitpick on this. So I don't like this kind of band. I like that kind of band. You know, I say I don't listen to rap music. I do. I can listen to anything. To a point. You know, hip hop. I like the hip hop. I love jazz, of country. Then you get to super extremes. You get to Christian music. Okay, maybe something simple, but if it's pointing fingers and going to extreme left, extreme right, it's like, no, I don't deal with that. That's ain't too political, and all these, oh, this happened here, this happened there. It's like, no. No, I just can't. So, for my little quick review of Father's Day, yes, I still retain my 11 out of 10 TARDISes with one cafe that was using Spaceballs. Because Dave Chapman said so. Not comparing it to the effects, or this effects, why didn't they bring back that character, the Reapers? No. It was a girl that wanted to be with her dad, to find out the truth, what she believed. And then all these things happening, not knowing like saving his life would have caused all these problems, which is kind of odd. But with Final Destination, we've seen those issues. Kids survive, everyone else starts, and they're going to be killed one way or another because they were supposed to have died. So never drive behind one of those big ass trailers with the logs. That's just a known fact. Oh. Simple story. Stand behind it for the past half hour, talking about it. This and that. So, please like, subscribe, share. Tell your friends. I do have my Facebook page, Reverend Amagon, on YouTube. It's where I'm supposed to post like tons and hundreds of billions of pictures, which I'm not doing it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to do some other things. I clean. But anything linking to... I posted quite a bit of Masters Universe stuff because I talk about it as like, this is what I have here, but you know, I have to put this stuff here. Like if I do a review of something, I should post a picture. Say, okay, because eventually everything goes for sale. Some things more than ever. Now, so like the camera stand. You know, I bought it. It's a wonderful thing. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't have any use for it. Like when I went to Deal's Outlet today, the lady who was always there, smiling, very nice to us, she's gone. The woman has said, the woman who took away her days, said, she's not here anymore. And I guess because my mom, because everything's supposed to be $4, but on the side there they say specifically certain thing, and my mom did not get what she wanted because the woman was following the rules. So she doesn't want to go back there. Yeah, you follow the rules. I mean, the lady was nice, and what's the point? You just point at the stores to sell things, you know. And at one time she said, you know, the price was not what you saw on the sign, but it was a certain thing. But this was like, no, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do what they tell me to. Fine. Don't need to go back and waste money. Because we wasted money again today. I got a couple of things. I got a gift for a friend. I got something else that I think I already have, but it's kind of damaged, so I feel good about opening it. I guess I had something else. But, you know, it's just getting there and at the time and finding such deals. Okay, the Thunder and Lightning means I'm going to end the video now. So, again, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Tell me what I should talk about, because, you know, I'll talk about anything and everything. No doubt. And as always, remember, Time waits and turns slowly.